Hello my friends, I'm going to show you how to tune a flute body, and this one is just finished turning, and let's sound it. So it's right on G sharp, and I want this flute to be an A, tuned to the note A. So in order to change the tone, what we need to do is cut the end off a little at a time, and you'll see as I do this how the note is going to increase, push it way up to A. Let me cut the end off. What I'll do is take about the width or a little bit more of my saw blade. Here I took a little off. And we need a little more. As we get closer, we take less and less. I'm taking about 1/8 of an inch off at each cut. Right there we have it. Now we tune the individual holes. Once you have your bass note set, that's the length of the flute, what you need next is the holes, the hole layout. And traditionally the way it is done is you take a hand and mark it, then you do a thumb, two thumbs, we're skipping a note, thumb and thumb, and then the top is going to be less than the width of your hand. Now, since I have made a number of flutes, the easiest way for me is to take an existing flute and transfer these lines. Like that. And then this is a little more accurate, and there's the width of my hand. This lower section here is a little bit longer. You see I have my thumb up, a little bit higher than the width, and it comes out pretty close to that. Now these holes are going to finish at about 1/4 of an inch. And what you do at this point is you start, I like to make a center line. Start at this bottom hole and tune it. Well, you drill a hole, you drill it slightly under, and then you keep increasing the size of the hole until you get the note that you're seeking. Okay, now we're tuning to A. So the first hole, the bass is A, the first hole will then be C. So I'm going to drill this slightly under 1/4 inch, and then see where I'm at, and then adjust it up until I get to the C note. There, I drilled the first hole. And it's showing a B, and we need to get C. You see it's closing in. Next size up. Okay, I just drilled this at 1/4 inch. And we're going to leave it there. Okay, I'll do the same with the next hole. Start with the smaller one. The next hole will be a D. So we're going A, C, D, E, G, then back to A. So we do the whole octave. Okay, the next hole I drilled under 1/4. Okay, it's C sharp. I'm going to take it to 1/4 inch now. Drilled at 1/4 inch. Okay, next one should be an E. Right on. Okay, this hole, the 4th one up, is usually a little bit larger than these other holes, and this one is usually smaller than the other holes. And the reason for that, we want to maintain our spacing for the fingers. And to do that, we have to adjust the hole size. We're still going to tune it the same way, but we have to start with a smaller hole so that we can keep increasing. Okay, I drilled it at 1/4, and I know this is undersized. So let's see where it's at. We're just hitting the beginning of G, so we have to go larger. And we'll go with it there. Now each time I'm drilling this, it's leaving a burr on the inside, so we're going to have to take that up. But first, let's get that last hole drilled. Now this is going to be under, it'll finish under 1/4 inch. Okay, I just drilled 1 drill bit size under the 1/4 inch. And there. So, the next thing would be to deburr the inside of the hole. Then what I do is I take my wood burner and I burn the inside edges, and what that will do is soften all the edges. It'll get rid of all the little burrs on the inside of the hole. Also, I'll use the shoulder of the wood burner to burn the surface, and it will make all the holes look uniform in size. Now that all the holes are drilled, they need to be cleaned up. So the way I'm going to do that is start from the inside. And to sand the inside of this, the throat or the barrel, I made this tool. This is long enough to reach to all the way to the sound hole. I took a fiberglass rod. You could use a wooden dowel. I used to have a broken arrow that I would use. What I do then is cut a slot to put a piece of this cloth sandpaper in. Then I spiral it, roll it up to fit inside the barrel. Then I take my drill, attach the drill. Okay, then I run this and up and down, and this will sand the inside of the hole, inside of the barrel. It will sand that glue joint. And if you make this smooth, it'll make the sound of the flute a lot crisper. My picture. Right here is my scale. You can follow. This is the area that I make my flutes. I'm tuning to the natural frequency of the earth, 432 hertz. And this area here is supposed to be the most pleasing effect for the body. We measure the flute from the true sound hole right here, this edge, to the end of the flute. So this is measuring 13 3/8. It's 13 3/8 for this flute. This is tuned to the frequency of, or the bass note of A. So I can't tell you what that one is. All right, now I'm holding at the edge of the true sound hole, and here you could see the distances of all the holes. And again, this is 13 3/8. So if you would mark all of these positions, you should be able to drill and those locations and have it right on. And most of the holes are finishing around 1/4 inch. You need to drill smaller and then continuously check by drilling and sonding with your instrument. And this you can also download a free app, and so that you won't have to pay anything for the tuner. Here I wanted to show you, if you don't want to buy a tuning monitor, I bought this years ago. You can download an app on your phone and they work pretty good, and the app is free. And they're both seem to be right on the money. Both are set at 432 hertz. Okay, the bore size is also critical. This is a 3/4 inch bore. The wall size is not quite as critical, but what you need to do is try to get it fairly thin. You see here, I soften the edges, round them off, and then I also burn the inside of the hole. Just makes it look nicer. The other thing is when you put your finish on, it will harden up the surface, and it will also make the sound a lot crisper. Okay, let's check the note scale. Sounds pretty good. It'll sound better as I clean it up. I'll deburr the inside and do the wood burning. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.